people? Welcome back to another episode of the S.O.S podcast. You already know it's your boy 365 in the house. Ready to pod again. On my far left, I got T. What are you telling me, bro?
I'm there, my boy. What are you saying?
Not too bad, not too bad, not too bad. As you can see, we have two special guests in the building today. To my left, closest to me, we have Grace. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. My name is Grace. That's it.
How's your week been?
Oh, my week has been busy, but it's been good. Yeah.
Been good? All right. Okay. And furthest to the left, we have Theo. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name's Theo.
How's your week been as well, sis?
Really good, really busy. It's
Really
been full
busy?
of just lots of catch-ups with people. So yeah, it's been nice.
Okay, that's good. So, obviously, with this episode, we're going to dive into a bit of teaching. So, we're going to look at, obviously, teaching here, and we're going to also be discussing teaching abroad. And we have two special guests here that's going to help us, shed some light on literally all the different ends of what we want to talk about in today's conversation. So, I think I have a few questions that we want to go over in general.
Before that, why do they both give us a short little, talk about their journey in teaching, obviously what they've done so far and where they are right now? We'll start with Grace.
Oh, man. All right. So my name is Grace, as you already know. How did I start? So I started teaching. I started off actually as a teaching assistant.
We've all done
it. So many years back ago. And then I moved to an academy, and I did also do teaching assistant again. And then from there, I started to transition into becoming a teacher. So I did, I think it's called ITTE or something like that. I don't know if the name has changed. I did that in the school. I was getting paid. I didn't really do that anymore. Just before COVID. So my training was during COVID. I qualified during COVID as well. And I teach primary school, and I've taught year 5. No, I'm going to teach year 5, so I've taught year 6 many times, year 3, year 2, and back to year 6, and now I'm going to year 5. Initially,
Year 2 again.
Year 2 is key stage 1.
Like
what age is
7?
Yeah.
I think
6, 7. Yeah.
You're a kid in year 2,
little
you're a baby.
They're big.
But you know, nothing in the world.
No, they're
Nothing,
all doing
They're so cute.
Yeah, literally phonics. You're learning.
Cat, now blend.
Oh, gosh. So year 2 was not for me, and so I taught in Peckham.
Right, she even through this.
I taught in Peckham, and I really enjoyed it. And then I thought I had come to the end of my teaching career, so I resigned last year. I remember last academic year I resigned. I was like, yeah, I'm out. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm out. And funny enough, I ended up going back into teaching. And my only, what is that word? Like the only thing that would get me back into teaching again was to teach abroad. So an opportunity came about, and I started teaching in Abu Dhabi this January. And yeah, it's been great, honestly. It was very sporadic. It all happened within a month. I got the job the same day.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The same day you applied?
I didn't know. The same day I got I had my interview.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I was going to say.
Do you know what's even
Jesus.
jokes? The interview invitation was in my junk mail. But you know when you're looking for work, you look in
So you're scanning. I need to find that
I
email.
need to find. I don't know if it's gone to junk. I don't know if it's gone there. And the thing is that I wasn't actually just applying for teaching. So I was just applying for jobs. And then a friend of mine who's a nurse said that she's moving to Dubai. And I was like, oh, man, I've always wanted to do that. And then she said, do it. So I said, okay, the only thing I know that I can guarantee a job in another country is teaching.
Yeah.
So that's how that all came about. Looked into my junk mail and saw that I was invited to an interview, did the interview, got the job the same day, and then moved out. Literally.
That's
So
it.
yeah, that's a little bit about me.
And now to you, Theo.
I feel like our journeys are really similar.
Yeah.
So I started off as, I went to uni and I did drama. I did theatre.
Oh, I had the drama as
Bro.
well.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Drama friend.
So I went to uni. So I wanted to be a midwife, and I'd geared my whole life up to be a midwife. Used to volunteer during college. Used to work at KFC and then be running to Kensington to be working at like young teen mum things.
Oh wow.
And just really wanted to do that. I even volunteered a year at King's College Hospital doing serving teas and coffees. But I just thought that would look nice on my CV as a teenager, and just thought that's always what I wanted to be. Got above what all my unis were asking me for and straight declined, and I couldn't understand it because I thought I've got above what you're even asking me for and you're still declining me. So I was really, really confused. And a lot of my rejections were just a bit young, maybe come back when you're older. Parents don't want young mums in there. I mean, what? Young mums don't want young teens in them, blah, 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 blah. And I just thought, okay, fine, I'll take a year out. My mum was just like, growing up in a Nigerian household, no, you're not taking a year out. What kind of nonsense is that?
Impossible.
Yeah, the first child, you must go to uni.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, first as well.
Yeah, she
Absolutely
was like,
not.
what would I tell my mate?
Not on my watch.
Like, right, what do I go and do? I never to go and do something you love. So did drama, came out, and I was like, that's not really going to earn me the big bucks. I need money.
Yeah.
So then my friend was like, why don't you go and volunteer in a primary school and see if teaching's what you like? So I thought, okay, let me do that. So then I went to be a TA in a primary school, and I really loved it. I was working in a year 4 class and just felt really inspired. I felt like I was making change there, and that I really just built connections with children that were invaluable. So I just thought, okay, maybe this is something I want to do, but I thought I'd be a TA for about 2 years, just give myself a break, because you've been in education your whole life, and sometimes you just keep going. And I just thought, let me give myself a break and enjoy just being a TA for now. And then COVID came, and one of my senior leadership team came up to me, and she was like, what plan do you have for your life? And I thought, that's a really deep question for a 21-year-old. And she was like, no, what plan do you have for your life? And I was like, I'm just not sure. Like, I'm at a loss of, I wanted to do this, it's not working out for me. Like, I'm not sure. And she's just like, I just see how you are with the children, and I need you to go and train to be a teacher. And I was like, yeah, but the application's on. She was like, don't worry about that. You send your application, have faith, and I will help you do the rest. So I was like, okay. Chatting me out my personal statements and all of that. And I got into Greenwich for a primary PGCE. And then trained during COVID, had all my placements during COVID. That was really tough. I literally had my mentors wheeling whiteboards to my house, and I was doing teaching online, had my observations online. It was rough, but yeah, I did it.
Got there, man.
And then graduated just at the end of COVID. And yeah, this is my 4th year teaching. I've done 5 and 6 my whole career. And now I'm off to Dubai, and I'm teaching in year 2 next year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, true.
So when you said that, I was like, oh, girl, don't say that. It started off all as a little jokey joke. My friends were saying how they had applied to work in the UAE, and it was really hard. Like, if they don't want you, they just don't reply. And I was thinking, what do you mean you're not going to reply to me? You're going to reply to me.
Yeah,
Come on,
So
man.
then I thought, let me apply and just see what happens. My first school wasn't that great, and I thought I'm going to quit teaching after working there for 2 years. I just thought it's not for me. Like, I don't like the bureaucracy of teaching. You feel like you're going to go in and make change, and then sometimes, depending on your SLT, you're like, well, the change I can make is very minimal, sort of thing. And I thought, how am I going to do this? So I just thought, I'm not going to do it. And then I got headhunted for the school that I'm at currently.
Oh, wow.
They literally called me, and I thought, oh, that's a sign, isn't it, to stay in teaching. And then this 2 years came by, and then I, again, was like, it's a little jokey joke. Let me just see if I can apply, if they'll reply to me. So in December, sent off some applications to everywhere, to Abu Dhabi, Dubai, and just thought Thailand, Brazil. I just thought,
Listen,
let me see
anyway.
what sticks. And went off on my Christmas break, thought nothing about it, and then checked my emails like a day before we were supposed to come back, and I saw all of these interviews, and I said, what?
Yeah.
I said, what? Went in straight into interview mode and had all these interviews at like 5, 4 a.m., 3 a.m., one of them.
Oh, yeah, got time difference.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the time difference.
Yeah.
They were insane, and they're asking you these serious questions at like 3:30 in the morning,
chat, I wanna
and
talk
you're
to you.
just thinking, bro, allow it. Like, there's no sun here. So that was really intense. Going straight into serious interview mode, doing all the data tasks and blah blah blah, and then just for a while nothing was happening. So I was just like, okay, like, I'm really happy at the school that I'm at now, and I feel really blessed to be where I'm at now. So if it happens, amazing. If it doesn't, then that's perfectly fine. And I went to speak to my head teacher, and he was like, listen, if you need to say that you're my assistant head, put it down, we'll get you a job, like, da-da-da-da. And I was like, okay. And then literally prayed and fast fasted for like a month, and I just said it's in God's hands. Like, I don't know if it's the right direction, but let me just do it the whole of January. So did that, prayed and fasted the whole of January, and I said, February comes, if I don't get a job, I'm done and I'm content. And if I do, then I know that it's part of God's plan for me. And literally first week in February, like I got an email like the 2nd or 3rd of February saying like I'd got a job.
Wow.
In Dubai. And I just thought, okay, God. I was like, that was a bit loud. That was clear. So yeah, that is my journey, and I'm off next week.
Gosh.
It's amazing, man.
I'll find you.
Yeah, you guys really had the same kind of journey. So that's good. It's good to see.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna
My journey is similar but different.
Go and run it.
Should I give them my journey?
Yeah.
I don't think you've actually told
You know
me.
what? Yeah, cool. Before I get into my journey, I actually wanna talk about something that you both mentioned. I want to talk about the interview process. Obviously, we know that the time difference is one thing, but what was the interview process like from both of your perspective?
Yeah,
Like,
I've
what some of the
always been
questions,
intrigued.
what
What's
were
the
they
teachers?
asking? Then I heard you say something about data. Like, what was that whole? Yeah, what was that whole process like?
Do you want to do yours first?
I think you should go first.
Okay. I feel like it was really vigorous. You have there was about 3 stages, most of them, for my interviews. And again, that's really unheard of for teaching. You go for one interview and then it's done. You teach your lesson and you have your interview question based with a member of SLT, and then you'll know by the end of the day, usually in the UK. But as it's abroad, you literally have, so I used to have an interview with one like HR person, would be the first steps to talking about your experience, what you've done, and then if they move you on to the next stage, then it will be with like a soft member of SLT, so it could be like a deputy head, like both deputy heads and a phase leader, and they're literally just asking you your usual questions about safeguarding, your practices, your experience, and then they're unpicking everything you're saying. So if you're saying how would you cater for an SEN child, you will explain, you look at their EHCP plans, you cater that to your learning, see what they can do, make a prescribed like sort of LTP for them. They would say how, give me examples, pull it apart, what was a day look like. So if you're teaching history and it's about, I don't know, kings, how would you do it for SEN? And I just thought, whoa, that's really intense.
That's not intense. Wow. Okay.
It is. And so they'd really pick apart everything you're saying because they can't see you in real life, so they need to know it's just not rehearsed, because everyone can go away and research those questions. But I guess for them, they really want to see your heart and that you really know what you're talking about, because over there, school is a business, isn't it? It's private school, and some of these people are really high up, like they're sheikhs' children and they're international expats. They don't want just anybody teaching their children, so they need to know that you know what you're talking about. So after that, then I'd get a data task, and it would be like they send me their version of some data to do with the children, and then I would have to make the predicted grades by the end of the year for that, for each set of children based on the way that they do it.
Sorry.
All in the interview process. When's the deadline? When's the deadline for this?
So they'd say that you need to give it to me like, so if my interview, like the first step was with HR last week, then SLT would be the next week, and then the data would come straight after that interview and say you need to give it to me by the end of week. So yeah, and
kids?
then it'd be like 6 kids, and they'd give me like their start of where they were at the beginning of the year, where they are after autumn 1, and using their sort of assessment.
What you predict
they'll be at the end of the year.
Academic year.
And then I guess for them, they'll see how are you making your judgment, because then you have to do an explanation of how did you get there.
Yeah.
What are you assessing them by? What are you taking into account? So I was like, oh, these
It's
are really...
it's a very rigid
broken down.
interview process.
Again, overseas, everything. So they're trying to make sure, like she said, Sikhs, all
that
them,
they
like
know.
It's not no regular person's kid, fam.
No.
You have to come correct to him.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
And then one school booked me a hotel in Victoria. And so after I had my initial interview with them, they said, oh, we're flying down to come and meet you. I was like, oh. Okay. So yeah, they booked a hotel in Victoria and booked me a night at the hotel.
Are they still harried? I'll teach. I'll teach if I have to.
And then, I had to come and meet them at the hotel and have a face-to-face with their second stage. And so that was like, okay, that's a bit intense, because you have to wear serious business attire. And you can see all of your competitors there.
What? There's
All the other teachers that want to apply, we're all here together.
Here's me saying, at that stage, they're flying in. You
It's
must
just-
be about to.
No,
Yeah,
no,
just
just to meet you.
Oh,
like,
They come, and it's not
okay,
just that
okay,
one
okay.
school. It's like a federation, and all their schools have all booked meeting rooms.
Wow.
So they've all flown out, and you're literally just sat in a room waiting for your names to be called with your papers. I'm just like, oh,
It's
this
a part
is
of the
so
world that I
intense.
have no
nerve-wracking.
idea
That
about, fam.
is crazy.
So that was my interview experience, and at a point I was just like, God, I'm getting tired of this. By the
I
way,
was gonna say the moment they bring the data analysis thing, I'm like, right, what more do you want from me?
so yeah, that was mine.
That's really interesting. I guess yours is a different perspective from mine because what did I do? So after I had spoken to my friend, she told me that she's moving, so I went online, and then I think I went to the Guardian I think it was the Guardian, and I typed in jobs abroad teaching, and there was different agencies that were available, so I just put in my CV, and then there was a man who kept on emailing to say that there's a vacancy here in different countries actually, like you
Yeah.
said, Thailand, Saudi Arabia, Abu Dhabi, all these other countries and cities. And so I would see Abu Dhabi. I was like, what is and where is Abu Dhabi? But so then I Googled and I was like, oh, it's not far from Dubai. Okay, I can do this one. So I sent in my CV and he hadn't said anything to me. I was thinking, okay, this man's airing me. But again, like at the same time, it wasn't really it wasn't my main focus. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm easy either way. So then, like I said, I checked my junk mail and I saw that there was an interview. I had the interview via Teams, I think it was,
usually
with
it was,
my deputy head and HR, I think it was. No, actually, it was just her and I. And she was just asking me the standard questions about safeguarding, my experiences, what would I do in this scenario. Not necessarily anything about data. Yours was really intense. If I'm being honest, yours was intense.
Yeah, predicting it. I don't even know you. Why am I predicting this?
Honestly. So she just told me about the school and the different types of schools that there are in the UAE. It's like a business, like you said. There are different companies that own different schools, and there are also sheikh-owned schools, so owned by the royals. And so there are different criterias, and she was just telling me that there's this federation, that federation, and we are a part of this federation, which is something you want to be a part of, and all these different things. And I was like, okay, cool. It was my first interview. There was another agency that was trying to get me to interview as well with other schools in the UAE, but because I had already been given this job offer, I wasn't too sure about whether to go for the next process as well with another school, because like I said, it wasn't really anything that I planned for, so I was a bit like, let's just see what happens and go with the flow. So yeah, mine was really less intense than yours.
chill.
Very chilled.
I need her interview.
Very chilled.
Your
Very
one's different.
chilled. Very chilled.
Too much work
Yeah,
over
I
there.
wasn't expecting it to be like 3 stages, date, all that kind of stuff. I
Yeah.
didn't know they were
There's
going
a
to do.
lot. So I had some that were 2 and then some that were 3.
Yeah.
Because you're
But it's
UAE.
the same country.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be
And
too
mine's the
different.
capital. But then I
Sorry.
think
Sorry,
I'm going to
Dubai, slums, isn't it?
everyone knows Dubai. What was Abu Dhabi?
Yeah, I don't know. It felt like they were trying to hot me up. That they were really trying to catch me up.
Nah, they
So
were
did you
really.
apply directly to the schools?
No, I applied on TES.
Yes,
Yeah.
I always say look there. And then you did the schools application.
Yeah, so I did the
So I
school
guess, yeah, it was
application.
different.
A lot of it was quick apply, I'm not going to lie, because again, I wasn't really invested. I was just thinking, like, I'm happy where I am. This is just to see, like, if I get something.
Yeah.
So a lot of the school I did were quick apply, but I applied through all of my schools from TES.
Okay. Yeah. Majority of mine were done on Guardian.
Mm.
And like I said, it was between that
so is
and
the Guardian good for overseas jobs or looking?
any jobs.
Yeah.
to be
Jobs in
honest.
general, innit?
Jobs in
Yeah.
general.
Guardian.
You'll have to subscribe in it.
They don't bombard you like the others.
No,
It's
they
really
don't.
easy.
God, the moment you smile like left every week, like every day.
No, I can't do it.
Honestly.
Email.
Emails,
Email.
bro. Chill. Breathe, man. I don't even want the job.
Brian, it's your turn now.
Yes.
Okay, so similar funny thing is that we all study drama because I study
that's
drama
so
as well.
crazy.
Yeah, I studied drama and business entrepreneurship at university. I was supposed to go drama school, but I was messing around. I wasn't being serious. I was going to the auditions half prepared and trying to wing it. Yeah.
Ciao.
And yeah, looking back now, if I could go back, I would have went more prepared. I do low key regret that, but it is what it is anyway. So similar. Came out from uni, graduated, had no job. Then I was working with my boy T at a restaurant, Barnyard.
There you go.
He bossed me on a job. They was working there, and then
Big up my uncle. You boss both of us. He
Big up your uncle
both
because you put us on.
Barnyard.
So that restaurant was gonna close.
You never came there, did you?
No, I don't think Grace reached there. So
was
they
jumpy
told
still.
us that the restaurant was gonna close in like some months. So I was like, shit, I need to find another job. And I didn't really know what to do. Also, I got my degree. I'm thinking, but working as a waiter is not really like mentally stimulating. I'm like, what am I really doing with myself? So then I had a cousin of mine who's a teacher. She was like, you might as well be a TA for now and then figure out what you want to do. That's gonna like, it's gonna require more from you. It'll be a job that you might enjoy, and there could be some career progression in there for you never know. I was like, cool, let me try the TA thing. So I went to go be a TA. I was working at. I haven't worked in a mainstream school, by the way. I've only worked in Prus.
No, you did as well.
He's the one that got me the job.
Yeah.
Listen, we take care of the
Your
trouble,
thing has
fam.
to be 30 to work at a
No,
Peru.
literally, I've worked in 2 Prus and
Nah.
it's been calm.
It wasn't that bad from you.
Not bad.
Obviously, you bossed it for me, so
Yeah, it was calm.
What?
So yeah, I went to the first Peru and that was calm, and then I went to the second one. So I was a TA, agency TA for a couple years. They were offering me a permanent, but I was rejecting it because I was still trying to do the acting thing. So I was still going to auditions, still trying to do little bits and bobs here, doing little extra jobs, still trying to chase the dream. And then they approached me to teach part time. Like they approached me to teach in a Peru part time as an unqualified teacher. Because the English teacher had gone, I think, on maternity. And the teacher that was covering, the English teacher, was actually the curriculum manager. So they needed her to do more things in the school. So they came to me.
Yeah.
And my first experience of teacher was very easy. So the whole lesson was already planned for me.
Oh, nice
They
one.
just gave it to me to deliver.
Nice one.
Because
I can do that.
yeah, I was like, okay, this is calm.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Dream.
I study drama, so my understand because I teach English now. My understanding of English is semi decent, but obviously from being a TA in the English lessons and stuff, I started to pick up all the English language stuff again. So I became sharp with the English and it was fine. But I think because of how good I was in terms of classroom management and dealing with behavior, it just made sense for me to deliver the lesson. Because if I delivered the lesson, there's gonna be no issues. You see what I mean? So they kind of it's like, they kind of clocked that I may be the best person to do this. So that was like 2019, I think I done that. So just before COVID, and then COVID started coming in, and the head
All
teacher.
3 of you.
Hey, COVID was
It's time to just get the grind.
Serious grind. Everyone else is getting furloughed.
My whole life just went like that. After COVID was done, it was
to be fair,
Yeah,
to be
because
fair,
people were
that's when I
getting
started
furlough,
proper
no
working as
furlough.
well.
I was thinking, like no money. What am I gonna do with
The
myself?
same TA school he's working in after COVID, Justin Good, they let me go. So I was fighting for my life.
yeah.
Fighting for my life.
I remember your free.
I was fighting for my life when they let me go. Fam. I was thinking,
Potential in you.
because I was agency at the time, so I wasn't full time like he is. So they could keep him on. They looked at me like, yeah,
said
you
nah.
can go, my boy. I said, alright, cool.
Yeah. So, so as COVID was approaching, the head teacher said, listen, if you want to teach, we'll pay for you to do an express teaching course, QTS.
Oh wow.
So express one. I was like, okay.
There's money in the Prues.
That's what I'm
there's
getting to
And
hear.
another thing I will say, and I'll get into that after, about the reason why schools will do that, and I'll explain it after. But yeah, so they've obviously, so COVID hit, I was going to work 1 day a week, but getting paid for the whole week. That was a good time.
Why did you put me on?
They let me go.
Why did you put me
I
on?
was going to work
I wanted to
You
be
see, I'm
put on.
struggling here doing PGCE, no pay.
I was
He's
trying to get
getting
put on.
express.
Oh.
Yeah, not
I was
one
doing.
single penny.
So that was
Yeah,
during the
look,
COVID
man.
time. So I wasn't actually practicing to do the QTS just then. COVID ended early 2021. No, late 2020. So like December times when I started the course, and then I basically finished 2021 like March. So basically, it's more or less on January to March. It's 3 months express course, and I had to do like 8 essays on all teaching standards, which is basically like doing another dissertation because each essay is like £1,500.
Yeah.
£500. Forget about money. Is
Too much money on your mind.
Each essay is 1,500 words, like minimum.
On the
I'm gonna write
standards.
on each standard, and I have to give evidence.
Nice.
And I've got a quote theory, teaching theory as well. So that was a mad
it's a whole
time.
dissertation.
But luckily, because you couldn't do nothing outside, it made it easy for me to do it. So I was just at home,
You're right, you know.
Yeah.
just either playing PlayStation or doing my work. That's literally my life. PlayStation doing work, or I'll go to the park and do pull-ups and stay fit. Or whatnot. So that was literally my life. So I was able to.
That was it.
That was it.
That's what you could do.
Literally, that's all I could do. There's no party, there's no shambaz,
too
there's
funny.
no
Those are
DLT,
underground
there's no
ones.
vibes. You know what I'm saying? I
That's
couldn't
the
go
best
anywhere.
time to
It was
study something.
Yeah, no, it was.
Honestly,
I think
it's heaven
If
sent. for that.
we've always said this. If you use COVID was something. If you used
Yeah.
it wisely,
I'm telling
you would actually coming out of it way better than when you were. when you were
100.
in.
So
If you
done-
used it wisely.
I'd done the express course, which was mad. It was very difficult at one point, but I got through it. And another thing that made it a lot more easy is obviously because it's COVID, so the people are not coming into the school. So all the meetings I'm doing are obviously via Zoom, whatever. And the woman that should be observing me, who can't come into the school, they've had now to basically use someone in my school to observe me.
Oh,
Do you get it? So it was like,
favor.
See bread. See man's bread with across the screen. Say, what you saying, my bro?
oh my, and the woman that was observing me, that teacher in particular, were mad cool. Like she's seen my whole teaching process. She's still my line manager now. She's still, I say her name after, but even to now, she's still like, you get me, that's my dog. So throughout that whole process, she was busting me. Very easy. Not saying it was easy, but that part of it where she was coming to observe my lessons wasn't a major issue because of obviously the relationship we had. And I was so good already at teaching at that point. I think it was really, really smooth. Got the essays done all of that stuff. And then obviously got the qualification after. Then I became a full-time teacher. I think my qualification, I got it late March or early April 2021. And then just been teaching since then.
Come on.
Wow, crazy.
Can I ask a
Literally.
question? So, like obviously, teacher pays like M scale than UPS.
Yeah.
So in the Peru, is it also M scale than
Yeah,
UPS?
it's still M scale UPS, but then you also get SEN allowance because you work with kids that obviously got SEN.
Yeah, they do have those.
Yeah.
extra
So
allowances
on your
as
pay
well.
slip, and on the far left where you see where it says obviously normal teaching, basic pay, or you get your TLR as well, and then it also says SEN. You see the SEN allowance there as well.
Ka-ching.
So you get a little, they sprinkle a little extra something on the pay. Still,
Wow.
can't lie,
And
working
what's your
in the
class size is like? I need to inquire now.
She said, I might come to the truth.
class size.
Sure, I might come to that right now, yo. Were they hiring?
It's definitely not like what you get at your primary school. Class size is like from 6 to
But
10.
No, but you have to
11.
remember.
Yeah, I
you
know.
see,
But
Behave
each-
that
Six
thing.
instead.
Yes,
that's
one
it.
kid is like
It's a terrorist. Each one is a terrorist waiting to explode, fam. At any given moment, them man are different.
Yeah, I'm not disputing that.
Yeah,
It
and I
takes a
think
different strength.
linking back to your point of like when you first start teaching in terms of like making a change, I think that is one of the main reasons that kind of fueled me to continue teaching and to pursue that career because you can I'm working in a Peru, so there's a lot of success stories, but at the same hand, there's a lot of like dark stories that I'm working in
Yeah,
Peru.
no, sad one.
Crazy stuff. But when you see the kids that I did, some become footballers or some do this or go university or do whatever, it's like cool. You can actually see how
You're making
kind
a
of help
difference.
them and they've kind of changed their ways and whatnot. So that is always a positive reason as to why I continue teaching, because I was thinking at one point I wanted to go abroad as well. Literally, I wanted to go abroad before I turned 30. Way before. I wanted to go abroad when I was 27, so I wanted to go like 3 years ago and then come back now.
Yeah, that was my point.
That's what I wanted to do.
what
Yeah,
it
that's what we
started
talked about
to
last
plan.
time, innit?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
that's what I wanted to do, but I didn't end up doing it because obviously external reasons, and then my job obviously offered me more money as well. And the sum that I saw, I was like, this is a
Bands
sum.
are making
That,
bands.
this is a
Bands
nice
are
sum.
making
Some is making sense. huh?
Yeah,
It's making
yeah,
sense.
This point in my life right now.
I saw the
Making
paycheck, saw the
sense.
new contract, said, you know what? I can wait a bit.
I say, what?
I can wait, I can
This
wait,
is
I can wait.
British, what?
British pounds. I can wait, 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 I can
Peru
wait.
had it like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay. So I ended up staying.
I keep telling you, they need to for what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Warfare.
For what you're having to go through every single day. Because you have to, again, I'm sure there's times you go in school, you don't know what's going to happen that day.
Yeah.
You don't know, generally you don't know what's going to happen with these kids.
Every
At
day
any
is
given
a-
moment, you've
a
got to be
roller
on
coaster.
point literally every day. You can't fall asleep. You fall asleep once, and then kids see it. You're pissed.
Finish.
You're pissed. They're finishing you off, man. And they say, yeah, you're getting
Or
done.
if you let something slide,
Yeah, you're done.
like, cool, what can I prove? It's mad because sometimes I see, like, I'll see a new teacher that they've hired 5 days, 4 days.
He's tired.
I ain't seeing her again. Or I'll see TAs
tired.
come in,
That's
get to
me.
lunchtime.
Yep.
Yeah, they're
They
going
come in, they go for extended lunch. They don't come back.
Yeah, hey, listen. And for the school he works in, yeah, that's what I can say. I like
it's
my
not-
even
it's-
mine.
it's not for the
I would say,
light-hearted still.
My experience isn't as long as his, but in a short time I was there, I experienced enough to let
You
me
were
know
stressed.
I don't need this on a daily basis.
It was so
I was
stressed.
like, fam, what do you mean every single day, man's on
Do you know,
God?
it's triggering though.
Yeah.
Like if you've had a bad day, yeah, or things are going on in your life, and then you go into that environment
And with them
where
terrorists.
kids their mouths are slick. They're just saying anything, or anything can just come out anyhow, and you're
I
already
might
thinking
cry.
about how you need to think about how you're gonna pay this rent
Or this
and
bill
then
that they keep asking you for.
something you've
This
broken.
pussy-
This,
this
you
little-
got to replace this.
This little
Mum's
pussy
chatting
or
rubbish about this. Drama with your friends. Life is life, and then you go to work and then they say one thing and then that's it. You lose it.
I saw your mom's ugly.
What?
Come here.
Come
here.
Literally.
Come here.
You can hear that.
Come
So
here.
yeah, that's the kind of thing of working in a crew. Well, yeah. Anyway, Actually, there's a point I wanted to make. So, I don't know if you guys knew this, but the reason why schools would always push for you to become a teacher in the school is because it costs them less money.
Oh.
If you didn't know that. So, for instance, if you have teachers in your school that have been working there for a long time who are UPS, and you can see a young teacher that is basically that can do the exact same thing
It's
as the
cheaper for
experienced
them.
teacher.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you will see that it's either they want the UPS teacher to go over in terms of to now become SOT or to get a better job, or they want them to leave.
Yeah. Okay.
So then they would employ a younger teacher. Let's send you to go and do your thing. You come back, we give you we'll give you just above the base rate.
Yeah.
And now this is costing the school less. You that you're on the UPS, you're 50 plus.
Yep.
See you later.
Bye.
But I do think that's really sad. Like
It is.
Like now, going into my 5th year of teaching, like you're approaching the time where you start thinking, oh, like I'm making an impact. I've taken on subject leadership. My wider responsibilities are starting to form some sort of like a case for UPS.
Yeah.
And like you can just like the talks around UPS are so nerve-wracking. Like you can be denied twice, even though you've been working your whole career doing subject leadership, doing so many outside of classroom responsibilities. Someone can deny you. If you move school, you can't move with your UPS now. You're too expensive. Like it's just like I
it's
worked my whole
ridiculous.
career for
To
this,
get
and now
here.
you want to
Now you're
stunt
making
me
it difficult.
again to hire an M1 teacher, which is amazing. Like give all the opportunities to new teachers, but it just
But
feels
don't
like at the
stifle me.
moment a lot of primary schools anyway are hiring a lot of new ECTs, and the balance of ECTs and experienced teachers is, do you know what I mean?
And it's happening over there as well. They want
Really?
ECTs there. All of the ads, ECTs are welcome, ECTs are welcome, ECTs are welcome. I mean, like, it's great, but do your ECT in the UK. Finish it in the
I
UK.
agree.
Don't go straight
And then go over there, because one, there are some principles that you will miss out on, and there are some qualifications and just like standards that you will lose when you go over there, because it's a different system. Yes, we're still teaching in the same body, but it's different. It's like we teaching our hands and we're over there and teaching your feet. Does that make sense? Like it doesn't make sense. Like it's completely different, even though it's still one umbrella, but it's just done completely different because it's a different culture, mindset. The children there are different. Their coming up is different. I know it's different. I know that you
Nuances. Nuances.
So with that being said, I'm going to shift over into some of the questions I had. And I think this one kind of segues into that. I was going to ask you, Grace, what was the most challenging aspect of teaching overseas, and how did you overcome it? From your 1 year, because I know you've already done one academic year now.
Okay.
What's some of the things that were challenging for you, and how did you overcome them?
Okay, so one of the things that was the most challenging thing for me that I experienced was my expectation levels. Being that I had always worked in an academy, a federation of some sort, if you get it, clock it. So I trained in a federation. I birthed in a federation. So now moving over to a different school was different. So we're now in a different country and now working in a private school in a different setting. So my expectations have always been high. And like I said, I worked in Peckham and I want the best for my kids. I don't want anyone to now think, oh, just because you're from Peckham that you can't attain this and you can't attain that. No. When you get into the real world, you're on the same playing field, but you just need to make sure that you have that extra boost. So I don't take anything less than above standard, in fact, for my students. And like I said, I've always worked in either year 6, mainly year 6, trained in year 6, did year 6 multiple times, sprinkled in year 3 for a bit, sprinkled in year 2, then came back to year 6. And even in the UAE, I went back to year 6 again. So it being in year 6 that's the last point of year primary school anyway. So you're preparing them to go to secondary school. So moving over there, the culture is different. The mindset is a bit different. They
Are they more easygoing? Would you say?
would I say they're easygoing?
Or more relaxed? Actually, probably the right word to say.
I work in a predominantly Emirati school, so I don't have that many expats in my school.
Sorry, what does that mean?
So
you gotta
Emirati
break that
is
down
like,
for
say,
me.
Nigerian.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Their own students from their country.
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, okay,
So they're
okay. Break
because
down
they're
the
from the
lingo.
Emirates. They're
Emirati.
Yeah.
Oh.
So they're called
Okay. Hey, I did not clock that one. It took me a while. So,
Yeah.
alright.
What's Emirati as well? Emirates?
Yeah. They're not Dubai.
I didn't even know that's their name. I didn't even know that. Hey, I didn't even know that's their name.
Yeah,
Because
they're
the
called
UAE, so
Emiratis,
you're going to Emirates. The
Emirates,
so
yeah.
Emirati.
So they're Emirati. So
That's wavy.
their
need
race is Arabs.
Yeah.
But Arabs are they're mixed of Jordan, there's
Yeah,
Qatars, there's everything. So
yeah,
as a whole
different.
race,
They're
they're
quite close,
Arabs.
to be fair.
Yeah, but for the UAE, they're Emiratis, and I work in a predominantly almost 99% Emirati school. So there's like different levels to schooling in the UAE because you have the outskirts students who are like, I'm just here because I have to be here. And I'm not here because I want to be here.
Okay.
Then you have students who go to public schools who are also interested, but they might just be a bit more rowdy. They speak Arabic, like majority. English is very little. Then you have students who are in my sort of setting where they are exposed to like a wider culture, the international culture, but still in a close-knit community. And then you have the ones who are in more international like schools where they're mixed with
Like
the expats.
expats.
So there are so many different criteria within that. So
And yours
in
is
my
the
school,
second one.
mine is like the second one, where it's not so much local, or it's like a bougie local, let's say.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, my students are like a bougie local. Majority
The step up from public.
yeah. But even
Ain't
the
nothing
public
wrong
schools,
with
there's the public schools are still public in, but they're a bougie local school. And so where was I going with this? What the challenge? Yeah, my challenge was like my expectations. So I'm expecting the most from them. I want you to have big dreams, big aspirations. What do you want to do with your life? And things like that. And they're just like,
Don't waste your time.
it's
It humanizes
it's
them,
just
doesn't it?
so miss. I don't really I'm tired. School in the morning, I'm tired. What do you want to do when you grow up? I don't know.
They
They
like I
don't
said,
really
it's like their upbringing.
have
They're
much
comfortable.
aspirations
Yeah,
as
'cause-
much as we do. Some of them do. So there was a mixture. Again, in my class, I then had a mixture of students who mainly, I had majority females in my school. So majority of the females are just like, I'm going to get married. And
I'm not.
Yes, no,
I
I
am
am
gonna
gonna
Oh, I am getting
I'm
that.
going
Okay.
to get married.
Forget
So
That
that.
was
they're,
the
they're
culture.
still a lot more in with their culture and
Yeah.
Because they're
traditional.
Emiratis, isn't it?
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
But
so-
the whole the notion is changing. So I know that the government is changing that notion. They are encouraging them to work now, as a whole. So the dynamics are shifting, but they are still a part of that cycle where it's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna wear my hijab and I'm going to be a wife.